Comfy is no longer just for the couch. In today's episode, we're diving into one of fashion's biggest transformations, the rise of loungewear and athleisure, and how to wear it like you're actually meant to. From the art of elevating your casual uniform to what to look for in quality materials, we'll break down how comfort has officially become the new luxury. And here's a stat for you. The global leggings market alone is expected to hit over $60 billion by 2027. That's not just a trend, that's a cultural shift. Whether you're a team hoodie or head-to-toe knit set, we've got tips to help you look effortlessly chic, polished, and completely at ease, even if you're just running errands or zooming from your living room.
If you're a multi-passionate hustler who loves squeezing the juice out of life and is always looking to get to the next level, then Share the Wealth is for you. Welcome. I'm Zeba.
And I'm Sarah.
We're two friends who just happen to live across the street from each other and share a deep passion for entrepreneurship and wellness. After meeting as neighbors, we quickly bonded over our similar journeys, starting out in Fortune 500 companies before diving headfirst into the world of entrepreneurship and opening fitness studios.
Together, we bring unique perspectives to the table, combining years of experience in business, fitness, and personal growth. Join us and our incredible guests as we explore the realities of being ambitious women, navigating business, motherhood, wellness, and the many twists and turns life throws our way. So, let's start sharing.
Well, we are so excited to talk about loungewear, our office wear.
AKA everything. It's just
everything. Many of us thought once COVID kind of phased out that there would be this return to getting dressed up. And I think a lot of people did try to make that happen. Not that it hasn't happened. There's a beauty in getting dressed and looking polished, but that kind of habit never really left us. It never really went away. It was like this long tail of COVID. We were inherently changed from the inside out. There's some things that will never quite do the same, like me and my addiction to Instacart. I don't need Instacart anymore. Yet here I am.
It saves time. And that's just a good example of it depends on what you do for a living. Like some people had to get back to the office. Even those people, while maybe getting dressed more so than us, it's still a little casual. Still jeans when it wasn't before.
Right.
Some people want to be comfortable but look polished. That's possible.
There's big growth in the segment that allows you to feel like you're no longer just sitting at home looking frumpy with like a stained set. What the pandemic did was many of us went to work at home and never fully went back to the office. And I know there's a lot more companies going back to the office, especially in 2025, but there's still a blurred line between the office, home, errands, and life. Like everything seems to be a gray area.
Yep. You can be doing school pickup or running an errand, grocery shopping. And if somebody is tailored and dressed up, you know that they're coming from work or something important. But if not, you don't really know. They could still be running a multi-billion-dollar company. It's kind of crazy.
I'll have a weak spot for dressing up.
Yep.
Especially, if I'm going to go to like a lunch or a dinner. But we are really celebrating loungewear today. Number one is like, how do you style it from home to feeling polished, put together, and comfortable, and also talking about different things to look for and quality of the loungewear, trends we're seeing, and new brands we're excited about. Another overarching theme is that luxury logos and being really dressed up were so popular and kind of like the avatar of success. Now it's almost a status symbol to be comfortable and to not be hobbling in heels or in a crisp suit you're awkward in, or a mini dress you can't move in. And that's one thing I always tell my fashion clients and audiences: if you're not comfortable, you're not going to look confident. If you don't look confident, you're not going to look good.
Confidence shines through. And we talked about this when we did our episode on like spring trends and just like owning it and practicing outfits so you feel good. It doesn't have to be the fanciest outfit. It's always comfort for me at this point. But so comfort's number one. But then how is it all coming together? If I feel confident, I know I look better. You walk taller and you're engaging with people in a different way. Important.
You carry yourself differently. It's like Dumbo's feather. You're like, I've got it going on. This leads us into how to take your loungewear set or leggings and have it look to get to the point where you do feel really good? What is your go-to outfit like day to day for working at home?
It's almost always black leggings. I'm always looking for ways to, like, what am I adding on, right? So, like, what am I pairing those with? I do have a few sets, and we've shown off our Noble green set that we both love. If I'm coming to or from the studio, I'm going to have leggings on, an athletic tank underneath. If I need to up my game or look more put together, I'm looking for what bag am I wearing, what jacket am I wearing, and shoes.
Yeah.
So that's pretty easy to do with just plain black leggings. Maybe I'm not just throwing on my stained winter coat that I'm wearing with the kids all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And taking that extra moment to think about the outerwear.
Yeah, I love that you talked about coat because especially us living here in upstate New York, like a coat is part of our life most of the year. And it's such an easy hack to throw on and look polished no matter what is underneath. Even in warmer spring temperatures, a trench can elevate any outfit, whether with leggings or sweatpants. The coat helps manipulate shape as you're working through your loungewear wardrobe. That's kind of what sometimes leads to a frumpy look, is like if you have like a very voluminous top and bottom, sometimes, unless that is the look you're going for, with people on that is fine. Sometimes it can feel like a big blob. So having that trench coat with a belt helps. Swapping out a voluminous sweatshirt or hoodie for tighter lounge pants or legging, it gives you a Hailey Bieber vibe.
Back to not going back to an office, I have all of these blazers I don't want to get rid of because I love them and they're timeless. I've been trying to wear my blazers more with the casual.
I love that.
And I haven't done it a ton, but they've been staring at me in the closet. I start getting rid of stuff. I've never gotten rid of a blazer. I won't.
I know.
I just think I'm going to need it. And I wore one this weekend with trousers, so that doesn't really count. Don't be scared of the blazer over a comfy outfit.
No, especially because there's many blazers that are now like retrofitting that casual vibe by adding a hoodie, which is the Dickie blazer, making it seem like you're wearing a hoodie under, but they're making a blazer that way. You could recreate that yourself. Yeah. Wear your hoodie, wear a blazer over. Hailey Bieber has always been the queen of wearing sweatpants, a t-shirt, a blazer, and heel. That juxtaposition styling, if you look at runway images or editorial, you'll see that most of them have this dynamic of high-low, whether that is like big top, small bottom, vice versa, or something dressy with casual, just to throw you off a little bit so that, you know, like we talked about in the spring episode, the wrong jacket theory, throwing it off to make it interesting. It helps you wear more of your clothes like you were talking about, like they're staring at you, so that if you do end up wearing a blazer over your daily uniform, they're not waiting for that perfect trousers day.
I love the idea of the wrong jacket trend, something throwing your outfit off. I did that recently, not on purpose. I had this in the back of my head and I'm like, hey, maybe this looks like I did it on purpose. It's in right now. Run with that. Don't overthink every little piece.
I love that. And then you talked about a bag. When you have a lot of softer fabric, softer silhouettes, opting for a more structured bag helps with, again, kind of countering the vibe and the silhouette and providing more polish. I have a lot of buttery, slouchy totes that I love, but like when I pair that with like more of like my sets that are super cozy, like it all looks blobby.
Yeah.
Which I keep using that word, but that's how I feel.
Well, and to most people, myself included, if I'm comfy, I want that comfy bag. In your mind, that goes together. But think about it. Maybe go for the more structured one and have that be the piece that elevates it.
Yeah.
I haven't done that, but it just, now that you've said it, there's one purse I have that I never wear because it's black and fancy in my mind. I could use that more, despite not getting dressed up.
And maybe not every day, but maybe if you are going from working at home to maybe meeting somebody for lunch, it's a good hack. And the other thing that you can't forget about is jewelry. I have a lot of women in my life, both in real life and online, that I always see, and they're always stacked with necklaces and bangles and earrings, including Monica from Dripping in Gems, who we interviewed. Make sure to circle back and listen to that episode. It was fun. But, they're always wearing jewelry, even like at the pool. You know what I mean? Now that I've been trying to wear more jewelry and stacking all my stuff, it almost feels like I'm putting on my armor. It's like
Yes.
all this metal, like the earrings, necklaces. Yep. I kind of feel empowered.
Yeah, I felt that way. I changed out my necklaces for my nephew's communion. I wanted to wear my cross, and then I just switched it out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do this more often because it felt like a refresh. I love my everyday necklaces that I can sleep, work out, and shower in, but it felt like I was giving myself an upgrade. And I've always been this way with earrings. I will switch out my studs a lot.
These are our studs for now.
I enjoy that and feel it adds something. So, and then the bracelets are definitely something that, especially summer months, wrists are exposed. It's just easy. It's just easy to collect. We all have stacks of just stretchy beaded bracelets that we can throw on.
If it sounds overwhelming, even like the beauty of like a thick, like statement, smaller hoop, like can bring some light to your face. Interesting sunglasses can add a little bit of shine to your outfit. It just feels really special. And not to mention, like, you get the return on investment, which we talk about return on investment a lot on this show because we are always thinking about using our things more, getting our money's worth, and making smart purchasing decisions or investments. So that is a big key factor. And then the other thing that is also that you're really good at is adding a hat. Hats are your best friend.
I love hats. I was just talking about this yesterday with my sister-in-law. Like, some people don't, but I do, and I'm going to lean into that more, especially since I color my hair so much. I love throwing on a hat.
Not only does it protect you from the sun's rays and all the damaging effects of that, but like it hides that bad hair day. It adds that like je ne sais quoi to your outfit. It's almost like, is she a celebrity? She's wearing a baseball
hat. What's she hiding from? Yeah, what are the secrets she's hiding under that hat? Maybe it's a cool brand, or maybe it's something from your hometown, or just funny little, what do I have one? I have, of course, favorite daughter. I've got one of theirs that says Go Sports. No sports team, just sports in general.
I need that hat.
It's so good.
Because I don't have a team. It's like, go you.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I had the kids lacrosse and football, different sports to hop around. And they've got it on t-shirts and sweatshirts. Like bringing my personality in with the hats. Yeah. Sports teams are easy, but we've got a lot from Montauk where we go in the summer. And I always grab a hat. It's getting a little crowded in my closet with the hats. But something I can't throw away.
I'm glad you brought up the Montauk hat because in my stylist opinion, I feel like, how sometimes like conversational tees or conversational hats can sometimes feel a little dated at some points in time. I feel like when you have a location, it feels classic, whether that is in a hat format like LA or Montauk, or you have Maine or Harvard.
Some people wear Maine or Harvard and have never been, have no tie to it. No. And some people have a story.
Yeah.
So
like H&M does a lot of those like location tees, and it's like, okay, we are in Rochester, New York, and you're selling me Malibu,
Maui, Hawaii. Yes, it's very funny.
But sure. One of my favorite hats is one that my son picked out. It's CEOOOOOOO.
So everything.
Yeah. So it's like, billionaire CEO visually. It's hilarious.
How did he like? Where
he just had a collaboration. They asked me to pick a few things. I consult with him a lot. He's my tastemaker and creative director of Dancing Mama Style LLC. He just was like, "This hat is classic, Mom. Can I get it?" And I managed to steal it back from him at the moment, but
I'll get it back.
Yeah, you will.
I love that H&M and even Target.
Yeah,
they'll do like the locations, but I won't buy it. Target had a Montauk sweatshirt I really liked. I was flattered and honored that it's on the map and it's nationwide or whatever, but I was like, I can't buy that here.
It's just like kind of like a home of yours. Home,
right. But then like I know people, and there's some other with all the LA fires and everything, a lot of LA love lately. So I mean, there's just the spectrum, but I wouldn't buy it if I hadn't been personal. I want that to be a conversational piece. I want to be able to say if someone says, "Hey, you from there?" or
because you're an authentic person.
I'm so authentic. Yeah.
I'm like, just make me look cool. I look into Maui.
The LA stuff's been catching my eye.
I went to LA right before the fires happened, and I got the LA hat, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like now it's gonna look like I'm. But I really just.
But that's a conversation.
Yeah, it is. Moving on from the hats to bring your loungewear outfit to life, pair it with statement pieces, whether shoes or a bag. Usually it's basic, like your classic Spanx lounge set, or maybe like Varley, or there's so many, Vuori, can go on and on. Very easy classic set. And maybe you have like studded loafers, or you have a bag that's a little like a zebra print bag or something. It's a great way to have that shine versus like when you have a very busy outfit already and like the eye doesn't know where to go. Where am I looking at?
Yeah, it's easy to just go for sneakers. Some sneakers are statement sneakers, but I never go for my studded loafers with my loungewear. It's out of your comfort zone.
It is.
They're comfortable. It's not like I'm in stilettos. It's a great point that when else do I wear them? Probably not often.
Not
so that is
often.
an opportunity.
Yeah.
Especially if you have got a blazer.
Girl, now you've got like a date
now
night
you're
look.
like, yeah, now I'm ready.
She's going places. The other really low-hanging fruit is tonal dressing and just sticking to one color. It's easy, elegant, polished. It can be literally a Walmart suit, but if you have tonal dressing, it's impactful.
Do you feel like that's more of like a couple years, like recent? I remember not wanting to look too matchy. Maybe this is years ago, but now it's a good thing. You look put together if you're in one color.
I'm glad you're bringing up the matchy because I think there's different ways to be matchy. Like one of the ways is like when you're obsessed with matching your shoe leather to your belt leather to your bag leather. And then sometimes you're like, wow, now I look too matchy. Maybe you're too coordinated.
Yes.
Tonal dressing has always been such a classic staple, but with the rise of quiet luxury and that being such an easy hack to use as a styling technique and not spend a lot of money, some people would make fun of like, girl, you're not old money aesthetic if you're just buying beige pants from Zara. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it was like a beige top, but like it was
a balance.
But it was like an easy way to look tonal, right? If I'm getting my beige separates from Zara and I'm accessorizing, like, okay, it might not be Kate or Jenny Kane or, more of these pricier brands, but it still gets the job done.
Right.
But it is striking. And that's why those matching sets sell so well, is because you already don't remove that variable of having to think about matching.
No guesswork.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing too, with any type of loungewear that is going to help elevate a look, is mixing textures. And in the fall winter, that's really easy to do by maybe wearing like a silk or poplin button down as a layer, maybe like putting it on under or something like that. In, of course, the spring, summer, we're looking at shed layers, so that's not so much of a thing, but you can always add a little silk scarf to your bag, maybe to your hair, to your neck, and add that like silky texture to even like, I feel like terry cloth is also making a comeback.
Good to know.
Terry cloth.
I'm excited
lounge sets.
to try a scarf in the coming days. Actually, I have a plan. So
Oh, you
look
do?
out. Yeah,
What's
look
it?
out.
Can we have a little sneak peek?
Well, I'm going to Portugal.
Portugal.
So I just felt like I'm ready to step
get
it up
a little
bit.
Euro.
Yeah, a little
Love
Euro.
it.
It's probably just too expected there. So I'll test it over there. Soft launch.
I love that. Thank you for saying that, because some people disagree with me, but I feel like when you're in a foreign country, it's the perfect time to take risks with your style. Nobody knows you. You're in a foreign country. Everybody already looks weird to you anyway. Like,
so true.
You might as well.
They look weird to you. You look weird to them anyway. So
Just keep it going.
yep. So that is
Oh my gosh,
exactly.
I'm so excited. I know. I've
exactly.
taken my wildest fashion risk abroad, and I have zero regrets.
Great. Well, I'll report back.
Yeah. And sometimes they follow you home.
Next episode, I'll be wearing a scarf.
She'll be permanently stuck. I love
Speaking
it.
Portuguese. How do we know what to look for in sets?
The best part of aging in 2025 is doing it on our own terms. If you're like us and want to keep the grays at bay, we're excited to share our experience with Array, known as the wrinkle cream of hair care. Array is the first functional beauty brand to target aging hair with a proactive, science-driven approach. Today we're offering an exclusive 15% off discount code on your purchase of Share the Well 15. That's spelled ShareThewellth 15. I discovered Array 3 years ago when I first started noticing grays, and they've been a part of my hair care routine since. Sarah is starting it now and excited to report back, so why not get started with 15% off? From dry shampoo to root serum to supplements, Array has got you covered in a way hair color can't. Head to arraygray.com. That's AREYGREY.com. And again, the discount code is ShareTheWealth15.
We've all done it.
The Amazon set, the Target set, the Zara set, pills after one wash. And it stinks.
Or it just plain old doesn't hold its shape, you know? Like, fine, it didn't pill, but like it's an unrecognizable shape. You're like, how is that going to match my arms?
Yeah.
It's awful. Definitely worth spending a little bit more money. You want to look for more quality brands. There's a lot of really nice cotton blends like Supima. I have a few ways to test this for myself. If the inside is beautiful, it's a quality material, like of any item.
So you look on the inside.
You look on the inside and you're like, is this...
Like, could I wear it inside out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then most of the time, like you'll see now, like you can't unsee it. Like you'll go to Target and see a pretty dress and then you look at the inside and the inside is white, like, you know, gross material. That is not a quality thing. And then you can do the stretch test. It should stretch when you pull the fabric, but it should also bounce back.
Yeah,
right?
because we're talking, yep.
Sarah's wearing one of my
This
hoodies.
is but this was like, you know,
It was
merch.
it's a novelty one,
Yeah.
merch. So
Novelty, there you
we don't expect high quality. This one is by Fleur de Mal, which is like a kind of like a high-end lingerie brand, and I don't buy lingerie from there. I buy hoodies. But like,
Says it
you know,
all.
like you stretch it and it does stretch, but then it goes back.
I
And
love
so, like,
the stretch
that's
test. That's great.
That's an easy way to just be like, am I going to end up with like this like super stretched out thing or a very stiff thing that's not comfortable?
Most of us are aware of what the higher end brands are. But does the price tag is it always a direct correlation?
I don't think so.
That's
why you
tough.
have to read the labels. Sometimes they'll be like, it's cashmere. And then you look at the percentages, it's like 10% cashmere. Not that you need something to be 100% cashmere. Like it should be most of what it is. Or sometimes we talk about this brand before, like Love Shack Fancy. You know, they're selling you $800 dress and it's literally like polyester, you know, and it's like not a good feeling. Not all of them. Some of them are silk, you know, but they vary.
I love that you brought up Love Shack Fancy again, because are you buying most of your products from them online? Mm-hmm. So unless there's an amazing return policy, which there usually is, but it does stink to get something in the mail and have it, you know, you don't want to return it. You
No.
don't want to have to do that. So if you do know the right fabrics to look out for, the best materials, and you read it in the description, we can't do the stretch test online. That's what I'm saying.
There's these blends like Supima,
French terry.
Tencel, Modal, that like they've been blended in a quality way. You can count that you'll be able to wash them and retain the properties of cotton. To your point, sometimes you can't return it. I'll circle back really quickly. Love Shack Fancy, they have nice high quality loungewear. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I was just giving you the example of like sometimes just because you're paying a lot of money that, oh, this must be like really high quality, and not necessarily.
Well, you mentioned Aloe. I shopped their sale 3 years ago. In my mind, anything I got from them was going to be amazing, especially leggings. It's like, don't they have the leggings down pat now?
Now.
It's been, I don't know how long they've been around. And I bought printed leggings with a camo, a muted camo. And they are stiff. It must have been something
Horror
with
story.
the print. I bought them on sale.
Probably
you know,
final sale.
Yeah, it was final sale. So I've kept them. I'm like, I need to get rid of these. I never wear them. So to answer my own question, I know that the brand or the price doesn't always dictate the quality.
No. If you don't have time and money to be returning and buying the wrong thing, you can get a lot of really honest opinions online. Do a quick search for like review of Bury, review of this and that. And a lot of times it'll lead you to an Instagram or TikTok post where there's somebody talking about it. A lot of times now in today's world, people, especially if it's an unsponsored post, people are, well, only if it's a non-sponsored post, like people will tell you what it actually is, you know? And you'll see it too. Like if you only see, you know, your favorite fashion person talking about this lounge set that one time, but you never see them wearing it any other time, it means that, guess what? They probably don't like it that much.
That's a really good point. Okay.
Like, for example, the Noble set we have, like, I've now, like, shown it a few times. Like, people can tell that I'm in this a lot.
Well, that's a good example too, because that's something we didn't have our hands on before we got it. We were just happily surprised by how soft it is. I'm thinking of the stretch test, the wash test, the inside out test. That would have passed all of it. Mm-hmm. So I think if we just are honest with ourselves and we don't want to just, sometimes you find something and it's such a good price and it's cute.
Yeah.
Take a second.
Take a beat. Exactly. Because that's what I always tell my mom too, because she's a shopper and like for her, more is more. And sometimes I would be like, why do you want to buy this 10 more times versus getting one really nice one? Mm-hmm. I think it's because it's more of like the thrill, maybe.
Right. And then
for many of us, this is a good segue of what are some of the trends we're seeing. And so this Noble set, I think was so inspired on the way that Gen Z wears their sets, and it's oversized on oversized. So a lot of times in styling, the technique that we use is if you have a small top, you have a big bottom, if you have a small bottom, then you have a big top for outfit balance. This is just like null and void because Gen Z wants big on big. Mm-hmm. And we were both like literally like oversized silhouette. And I think that styled with like, for example, a cute hat and maybe like doing a strategic tuck so that what you can kind of tell somewhere in there in your blob where your waist is and styling it with, the right maybe like metallic or suede sneakers and like
the sneakers,
all the stuff. Like it just kind of, or your famous blazer.
Yeah, I would love to wear that set with the blazer. It has to be, that's
big
tough.
enough, not fitted.
Right. It has to be a bigger blazer since everything's already so big.
Rob's blazer.
Yes. Oh my God.
No, just kidding. That would not work.
That would be a trench on me. Which could work.
Belt it.
Actually, I remember a friend of ours wearing her husband's blazer when she was pregnant. And she was like, this is his blazer. It looked amazing.
Hence the rise of the boyfriend blazer. Other things that we're seeing out there in loungewear, leggings or pants. I have done a lot of coverage on leggings this year and did a lot of stats, like kind of research, but when I was getting ready for it, and I was shocked that by 2030, the leggings market is going to have grown like 30%, which seems insane. Like
because of how big it is already.
It's already so big. How much bigger could it possibly get? And it's like, are you serious right now? And I'll still get comments like, leggings are not pants. People are still mad about it. There's so many ways to style it. There's so many ways, like whether it's like stirrup tights, right? Stirrup leggings that give it a little bit more of like an equestrian / fancier look. You can wear it with heels. Like you can wear it with a white button down that's like oversized. You're not showing your butt necessarily.
Yep.
Like with the blazer that we're talking about, I think it looks so chic.
Yes.
White button down, maybe a little crew neck sweater tied around your neck or a scarf like Sarah will come back and do. So leggings are here to stay.
I'm glad because that was my path anyway.
Yeah.
I just can't.
It's your path. It's always been her path.
Yep.
And then it's the year of boho chic. Free people inspired, more like loungy, coastal, kind of thinking, sometimes when we think of like lounge sets, we automatically think of like the heavier sweatpants, but also having linen sets that feel like you could wear them to the beach or pool just as easily as to dinner.
Love that. I'm feeling very confident in some sets I just bought. Thank you.
Nice. Tell us more.
I don't know if they would survive this linen blend. I need to check on that. It's from Old Navy. Old Navy has been getting me their Instagram ads. I think it's for the kids stuff. I engage because honestly for the whatever.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm not doing the stretch test on the kids' leggings because they're gonna ruin them. So they got me in their funnel. Alert. Yeah, they know who I am. I did see a meme a year ago. It was like, has Old Navy gotten really cool? Am I just getting old? I think it's happening. They check out their stuff, even their ads. I'm surprised it's Old Navy. Their models are different. I had a linen blend set from them. I haven't worn or washed yet, but I'm excited. The other one I got from Nordstrom Rack is more boho because it's wide leg and a cardigan and it's flowy.
Yeah.
And so in my head, I go back like, do I look like I'm retired in Florida? It's that fine line, right? Like
you're that, you were that 30 under 30 mogul that retired early.
Yeah, if I throw one of my new hats on with it, then I'll
forget about it.
Yeah. So, but that's it. That's the boho chic, right?
Yeah.
The coastal grandmother.
Definitely. And then you add in all the fun prints available. And so remember, the loungewear isn't just sweatpants. There's a lot of different directions that you can go, including a loungy type of skirt thing.
Cotton.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Or like rib. Love that.
Gosh, now
Love
I'm in
a
a
skirt.
shopping mood.
Yeah,
Darn
me
it.
too.
And then finally for trends, we're seeing a lot of mixing and mixing high-low, whether that is your sweatpants with your blazer, button down with your leggings, and so that you wear more of it. And it creates a really eclectic style that's street style approved and mommy
Yep.
loved.
I mean, I wish I had this information. Maybe you know. What are the best materials? You said mommy approved for cleaning, spot treating. Sometimes on relaxed materials, I'll get an oil stain, probably Aquaphor.
Oh,
You know, and some of the merch, even from the studio, I'll find that. And it's like, oh my God.
My guess would be some of those newer blends that we're seeing.
Like performance.
I think a lot of us struggle with that. It's just not going to come out. It doesn't matter how, like you, to your point, how expensive it was. But those materials have been designed to be washed well, hold their shape.
I need an outfit made out of the performance fabric I got my chairs wrapped in at home to keep the kids' grimy fingers off of it. I would be
gosh.
stiff, but it'd
That
be worth
reminds
it.
me of when I was teaching a ton at the studio. You know how you have like icy hot, like rub and like kind of daydreaming about an icy hot bath soak your whole body.
Yeah.
Just,
The bubble.
yeah. I love that you talked about the brand. You're excited about the Mac Studio and Old Navy. 'Cause it's fun to discover new brands.
Old Navy, come on. It's been around forever. I was excited to see them reinventing themselves. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it's working on me.
Just
it's
like
cute.
we evolve, brands have the right to evolve too, right?
We know Abercrombie.
What a comeback. Anytime I heard Abercrombie, all I could picture was topless boys that smelled like cologne.
I was going to say like baby tea, conversation, something inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
loud
just the
music.
smell. You could
The
like,
smell.
you could just instantly smell what it looks like.
Yep. So yeah, we continue to evolve.
Yeah. One of the brands I'm excited to try is Holland & Cooper. They're a British brand and they specialize in like equestrian kind of vibe.
Oh. And you with your Ralph Lauren obsession. This is your new outlet.
Basically, I'm at some point, I think I've decided after swimming with dolphins, I'm not going to own a dolphin, but I'll probably be a horse mommy someday.
Perfect.
Or at least an owner of a large dog. But anyway, so they have luxurious fabrics, classic. They're more like fall winter
Say the name again?
stuff. Holland & Cooper.
Holland & Cooper. Cool.
Yeah. And then Negative is a brand I found.
Is Negative underwear? Just
I can't
Negative
imagine
now?
it would be a different Negative brand.
Did you listen to the Second Life episode? Okay. It must be. It
Yeah.
must be the same. They took a chance using that name because it's obviously negative, but
Yeah.
that lands with me because negative means nothing. Like you shouldn't, and they launched with underwear, so you shouldn't have to feel it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm in
that's
love
awesome.
already. Yeah, so they're really specialized in like luxurious minimal basics. And I mean, talk about leading with a negative. We swear by leading with a negative.
It works.
Gets people's attention. And then Fabrique is one that I have experience with. They're really a great platform for emerging designers to sell and manufacture clothes. I have a couple of loungewear sets that are just forever pieces, you know.
That's great.
They feel buttery soft, structured, and like they kind of look like trousers, but they're like sweatpants. I mean, it's just like the best. And that's like another big thing too that Spanx has done is doing like the pants that look like jeans, but they're actually like feel like leggings.
Pretty much like there's no reason to be uncomfortable in your anymore. You're wearing loose pants.
They're from Target.
Yeah. They're so comfortable. Like I get so mad at myself when I go in my closet and I still have pants that I'm like, I'm not putting on.
Yeah. And I'm a skinny jeans lover. Like I love my skinny jeans, but like I'm not going to be sitting at home with stiff skinny jeans. Like
No.
I'll do like more of like the
Stretch.
the stretchy ones. There's no reason to be uncomfortable. Hopefully this episode inspired you to shop your closet. We'll put links to stuff brands that we really love that we've been having success with, and circle back to the spring trends video where you can shop your closet for ways to look chic and relevant in 2025.
In closing, comfort is the new luxury. Just a few tweaks and you can take your loungewear and do more than lounge in your loungewear. Because we're doing more than lounging.
Oh, yeah. We are building empires in loungewear.
All right.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, the best way to support us is by subscribing, sharing the podcast with a friend, and leaving a review. And we'd love to hear from you. Comment below or slide into our DMs. See you next time.